finally come.
Holy shit, welcome back, everybody.
Yeah,
I'm still here, everybody.
I didn't get squashed.
Didn't get squashed. It became a big posh? I can't rhyme anything with squash. Alright, well, I'm with Hwal, and we're playing the messenger again.
Trying to figure out how to find my conch shell.
Yeah. In a castle in the sky when it belongs on the beach somewhere.
It's probably not here. But I do need to be here for something else.
Oh, God.
So I might as well do this. Oi!
Oi! I might as well just eat some brain slugs while I'm at it.
Can I get some too?
You know what? I'm gonna just lay face down in my shower. How uncomfortable would that be?
I mean, if it's a big enough shower, it might not be that big of a problem.
Oh, God.
And speaking of brain slug moments, when are we gonna get the kids saying, can we get the Cyberpunk 2077 remake?
Oh, no.
Are you ready to off yourself if that happens?
Might as well just cut my genitalia off, because that's more popular than that game. Oh, God!
Oh, shit, I remember now what I wanted to say, actually, earlier.
Like, an hour ago?
Like a whole day ago.
Alright, genitalia time.
I've been thinking about this for a little bit, and I'm interested in your input. You remember...
Oh, no.
This applies to pretty much anything, but... You remember, you remember that game? Atomic Heart? Remember anything about it?
Oh, I do now. Now that you mentioned it.
Isn't that fucking weird? These games are more talked about before they even come out.
Yep, well, obscurity, man. That's because... that is just the current day we live in when it comes to anything in the entertainment industry. It's release one big thing, and then the next big thing comes out a week later, and then it just all that comes before it is obsolete. So, like, Dre has only played like 2 hours of it.
He actually bought it. I'm surprised.
Yeah, he bought it. He bought it like the month it came out, and then he didn't play it for like a month or two later. And I'm like, I don't even know why he bought it. I was like, dude, why, just get a refund. There's like, I know you're not gonna play and beat it, and he hasn't done it yet. So I'm just like, so that goes along with the thing. Like, there's so many games that come out that are big money, like, oh God, AAA, AA. It doesn't matter. There's just so fucking many. There's just too many games to keep track of, and I don't want to keep track of. But like, you get these big time streamers that make it even worse. That brings things into obscurity. It's like, oh, look at this big game I got. All right, on to the next one. I need more content. And then they bring the whole fucking flock of sheep with them, and they don't care about that game with them.
This is like, looking a little precarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the product isn't the game anymore, but rather the articles, all the fucking nonsense surrounding it.
Yeah.
Man, we needed to pick up this pudgeling.
Aw, he's cute. Well, Atomic Heart did look interesting. I like the way the world looks and like the thirst bots it has.
But that's pretty much the only thing it had going for it in terms of marketing. Look, the booba bots are here. They will suck you off harder than any woman. Cool, cool story, brother.
There was Atomic Heart. The only thing I would probably like, maybe I get it for like $10 or something. That'd be it. It does have Mick Gordon that made the soundtrack, and I like Mick Gordon's music.
Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not surprised that Dre did it. Because it has the Sook bot.
The Sook bot. I remember I watched a review of it, and it looked fun enough, but there's something about like repetitive puzzles you do or something, or level design. You can't stray too far off the beaten path, or you couldn't like jump on top of certain objects or something. That seemed like they were very limited on that. I don't know, but it like the premise itself and like the way the world looked. I like the art style. I thought it would, or whatever, the graphics. It looked pretty cool. But I don't know.
That's where
I
I
don't.
need to go.
Obviously, I didn't care enough about it because I don't have it.
Me neither, and I don't really plan on getting it because it just looks like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I shouldn't say piece of shit. It looks like a derivative, boring game, which I think is even worse. Like
Listen, a shitty
I'd rather
game.
buy a shitty game in that case.
Yeah, a shitty game can be pretty entertaining, but a boring game, I mean, what does it have to redeem itself with, right? If it's boring, who gives a fuck?
Nothing. And in Atomic Heart's case, all it has is just big boobies, booby robot, booba soup, booba.
Dude, it's the same thing with Resident Evil 7. Let's go with a more popular game from Capcom.
Does it also
The
have
only
boobas?
reason, yeah, it had that big lady vampire booby.
Ah, that one, right. Whoops.
So that was the only reason why people cared about it so much, was because of that person. And in the game, she had like no character. Like, I understand it's a Resident Evil game, so I taper my expectations accordingly because it doesn't have that great of a story.
What a mansion.
But like, she really didn't have anything to do in the game, and her part in the story didn't even really justify
Didn't the
her
game start
being
with
there.
like werewolves or something?
Yeah, there's werewolves in it, so it's got like enemies you'd see like in Bloodborne and stuff, which is cool. Like the werewolves and kind of like the kind of grotesque-looking creatures in that.
Yeah.
Like gothic in a way. Anyway, but you know, that game came and went, and nobody fucking talks about it. It released DLC not too long ago, and nobody talks about it anymore. It's just,
Ah, I'm
They're-
going the wrong
I don't
way.
know.
Cool.
I mean, it's crazy. People just move on to the next thing real quick. I mean, Resident Evil 4 Remake came out, and that game was amazing. But it's the same thing. Nobody talks about it anymore.
It seems to be like a compound issue. You have a ton of games, not a whole lot of time to play through all of them, and they don't have anything to really keep you going for a very long time either.
It's just the good old marketing. That's why I like Baldur's Gate 3 so much, because
Well, that game will just keep you going forever just because of how long it takes.
yeah. And also, there's, like, I don't know if you see it when I'm playing, but when I'm playing it, I feel the quality. I feel like the time that was put into it, you know? Like, I'm glad it went into early access for 3 years. I'm glad they were very transparent on what was going on in the game, so much that they would literally do live panels of them playing the game legitimately right then and there, and just winging it half the time. If there's a bug that happens, like, oh, gotta fix that. Like, they'll literally say it aloud. Oh, that shouldn't be there. We gotta fix that. And they're just having a good time, just LARPing like little nerds that they are, and playing the game and talking about it.
Yeah, it's almost like they're video gamers.
Yeah, you know what, Sven? That's the guy who, like, the project lead of that game. He's the guy who, if you ever see this Belgian developer in plate armor, that's Sven. I don't know. Yeah, it's ridiculous. During the live panels, he'd just be in plate armor talking to his like coworkers or employees and stuff. It's pretty funny. So,
I mean, wouldn't you if you had it?
yeah, I mean, shit. You're making a game that you enjoy making, so that's the difference there. And you're legit making it, and you not having like all this dirty microtransaction, battle pass, AAA studio garbage that everybody like shoving into their game.
Meanwhile,
Then you can have a good
Overwatch
time.
2 comes out to Steam. Overwhelmingly negative.
Yeah.
What a piece of
Blizzard,
shit.
on the other hand, okay, so this is a stark contrast of what I just talked about with transparency. The developers actually play their game, and they know how to make a game, which seems like crazy to say. People knowing how to make games.
Damn.
Diablo 4. This video just came out, and it's pretty popular. Like, you can find it online anywhere, I think. It's literally like one of those like play with the developers type video where it shows two people playing Diablo, right, or just the game. There's these two girls.
Actors.
Yes, Actually, you're fucking right. They're not actors. I think they're actually developers, but they're not. They're holding controllers, pretending to play the game, and it was disproven that they were playing because it's not syncing up with the video footage and all this shit, all this
So who
like
the
evidence.
fuck plays Diablo on a gamepad? What?
It's actually pretty fun. I have it for the PlayStation 5.
I mean, I guess
Trust
there are some freaks of nature that do this kind of thing,
Thank you.
but at the
Yeah, that's
same
me.
time, it's a very decidedly PC game.
Well, it's PC because it's politically correct. So, that is a company that doesn't know what their game is half the majority of the time, and those people that played the game that try to be transparent with what's going on, dude, they weren't even playing the game properly, like fake playing it. They weren't even trying, and they weren't even talking about like, oh, this is what we did to make this feature work. No, they were just talking about fucking just the same tile set level design shit or something like the whole time. Like nobody cares about that. We care about like the systems of your game and end game and all that and what went into it.
But we spent 5 quadrillion years making this one poop splatter.
Dude, seriously, that's exactly what it was. You want to know why that game's in shambles right now? And
It sucks.
Well, that's like
Apart
the gist
from
of
that.
it. That's just the icing on top. This is how they do game design. Their game design. Okay, so when you have a developer, right? You have an assigned amount of people to do certain roles, right? And they are all the only people that are assigned to do that role. Like, I don't know, an art director, programmer, right? They do it. That's it. They get like the top programmer, the top art designer to look at it. Hey, I like it. Looks good. Keep it in. You want to know what Blizzard does, Waldar? They
steals people's breast milk.
Besides that, this is what they do, and they said it on the video I just mentioned. Let's just say they're making a level, right? Because they can't shove about level design. They have a guy that makes the level. That guy is done making the level. When he thinks he's done making the level, he passes it on to another person. They get it's a collective, Walter, not just like a guy with his own merits that makes it. It's a collective. So everybody gets a turn in the cookie jar. And you know how long that fucking takes? First of all, everybody's got to offer their own critique. They got to change it upon this. This person's opinion is going to be different than the next person that goes and plays it, so on and so forth. You know what happens to the cookies in the end with all those hands? The cookies get crumbled!
I was going to say something dirtier, but that'll work too.
Well, they get hand jobs too. So
they get smegmatized.
They get smegmatized. Smegmatize me, Captain. So
there we go. He's telling me where to look for it.
Good. Now we're gonna end the episode because I don't fucking care anymore. I hate you.
I want my seashell. I put the seashell in the best level. I've designed it for 5 years.